Now, by paying any attention to Jimmy Kimmel, we kind of feed the beast here. But I do need to note that while we were waxing lyrical last week about what he would or wouldn't do upon his return, okay, 6 million people watched it, a lot more people on the internet, but that's always the way it is. Well, guess what? The audience has completely evaporated. Back down to about 2 million. He will inevitably go back to where he was, sub that number. Geez, what a giant surprise, Megyn, that eventually they just go, yeah, he's still the same guy we weren't watching 2 weeks ago.
Totally. That's exactly right. So, yeah, it's still a little inflated versus where his norm is. And that those numbers will be shaved down further as people realize, oh, he hasn't changed at all. But you look at the lineup for these shows, his and Colbert's, it's all Democrat politicians now, Paul. It's all Democrat politicians. They want us to get excited about booking Adam Schiff or Democrat journalists like Jake Tapper. Like, who wants to watch these people on late night TV? You know, back in the day when these things were actually shows people wanted to watch, you might see Tom Cruise. You know, you might see an actual star who didn't make himself all that readily available. And there was also a requirement that there be some level of clever wit delivered by the guest. Like, not just any nincompoop could get booked on these shows. Had to be somebody who had something to say and could say it rather cleverly. Now it's just, do you hate Trump? Welcome to Kimmel. Welcome to Colbert. I mean, who's booked on Kimmel this week? I think Colbert is making an appearance. So now it's totally inbred, right? The left, who hates the left, getting booked on the other left's show. And they wonder why half of America does not have any interest in them. It's not even like we hate them. We just have absolutely no interest in them. And so, yeah, Jimmy Kimmel's numbers have already fallen precipitously from where they were that first night, which was just like a curiosity thing. And they will continue to fall, and his show will be canceled. It's not a question of if, it's just a question of when.
Well, and then again, just in relation to the Colbert of it all, sort of carrying on again, like literally referring to himself as a martyr while holding an Emmy. Come on, dude. But also, he wasn't marched out of the building. He's still on TV till May, which brings us to the incredible event in your life, which is that you have been out on your own and killing it now for 5 years. The podcast launched 5 years ago. It's grown into this absolute powerhouse that I absolutely believe was a massive part of the transition in American politics from 2020 to 2024. I love listening to your show, and I don't just say that because you're my guest. I say it because I listen to your show. It's such a part of people's diets about how to understand the news, how to explain the news, and how to understand America. So 5 years on, the idea that you've got this very talented, very tight team that's, you know, connecting bigger punches than in many other times of an otherwise magnificent career. Congratulations to you and your team, mate. 5 years on. How does it feel?
Thank you, Paul. It feels great. It feels awesome. I feel free. You know, when I launched this show, I took a picture of myself wearing this shirt I have that just reads free, free, free. And that was the perfect shirt to wear to launch the show, because that's how I feel, free. No one controls me. I can say whatever I want. There's no such thing as audience capture for me, because all I've ever done is say what I actually feel. And the audience either likes it or doesn't like it. Sometimes they get mad at me for a day here or there, but they always come back. Like, I've never suffered in terms of the ratings or the subscribers and all that. And I think back at like when I was on Fox News Primetime, we're averaging maybe 3 million viewers a night. And those are good numbers, very good numbers in cable news. We were number one in the key demo. But here we're averaging about just under 150 million YouTube views a month. And that doesn't include my podcast numbers, which are huge. We're one of the top in the country. My social media, which are also huge and in the tens of millions. Like, it's amazing the exposure that you can get of your voice, your message, your content in 2025 America and beyond, right? You don't have to be beholden to a cable company, a broadcast company. You can just, you know, I posted a picture the other day, because Sunday was the actual 5-year anniversary of me sitting in my kids' playroom in September of 2020 when we launched. Just a tiny little corner of the playroom where Abby had to buy me a desk for like $130 on Amazon, because we needed a one that was a triangle that would fit into the corner. It was just me. Abby was sitting next to me, my assistant, on a bean bag, the two of us and 2 other staffers doing nothing. I mean, we had maybe 2 viewers, but slowly but surely we built it, and it can be done. I really think it can be done. And at that point, Paul, a lot of people were still mad at me. You know, the left was mad at me because I got canceled from NBC and they decided that I was a racist. The right was mad at me because I kind of got canceled by the right when Trump came after me for that year and I asked him that question of the debate. So I had no real constituency, nor did I go begging for one. I just did the news. And I really believe if you just do the news and be honest about where you stand on it, the people will come. And even if they didn't come, I would still have my integrity. So it's worked out. I'm super grateful for it because I cannot imagine having to function at a place like NBC with my feelings about the news and, this administration and the last. It was always going to be a match made in hell. And I'm really glad I'm out of that.
I was thinking about that while you were talking about the 5-year anniversary. Imagine if it worked out. Imagine if it worked out. What that would be like when you're sitting around, with the ladies on the 2024 election night coverage.
Well, we just did a segment the other day. Maureen Callahan swung by on Friday, and we do these fun culture shows. And we were talking about Hoda Kotb, who said she was leaving the Today Show to go back to more time with her family. She can't get off the Today Show couch. She's launched 3 business ventures since she's left. They keep putting her back. This woman does not want to be at home with her children. I mean, she left because they wouldn't give her a big raise, and she tried to make it look good, but she can't stop going back to work. So she sat on the couch with Savannah Guthrie, and they had this exchange where she was explaining that her daughter does this thing with her hands whenever she's excited about something. And then there's Hoda talking about how mom's now a CEO, pow, pow, pow. and Savannah's like, Paul, I was like, thank God, literally on my knees, thanking God that I'm no longer there. Can you imagine me on the receiving end of all that just fakeness? This was part of my problem when I was there. I couldn't do it. I don't have it in me. And if I ever tried, the audience was like, ew. And when I watch it, that's how I feel still, oh my God. The inanity by these grown women where they're trying desperately to convince you, I'm an 11 on a scale of happiness. Meanwhile, the only people who spend all their time lecturing you on self-help and their latest book and their latest app are the most miserable among us. Happy people are not constantly reflecting on how one gets happy. We are being taught by a bunch of morons, no matter how much of a veneer pow, pow, pow they want to put on it.
What a sparkle. I love it. I love it. I love you. I love everything about you. Oh, my gosh. We must have dinner sometime. We love you, Megyn.
You look amazing.
Oh, my God. You have never looked better.
It's so awkward. I have secondhand embarrassment.